Can you talk maybe about the theme of the practice this morning? What were you trying to get across there? What was the idea?
It's been a theme we've been on for I'd say since after Christmas. Is our players know what we're doing now. You know, whether it's neutral zone, D zone, O zone, power play, PK. So right now it's a lot more about the net wars, like I call it, at our net, at the other team's net, and basically that's what it was this morning. We wanted to make sure that we had a get ready for this next 41 games, which is half the season, and you know, that 41 games that's left, it's a push. It's pushed by every team. You know, it's about battling. It's about paying the price. It's about sustaining a battling effort, and the teams that make it through are the ones that are able to sustain that, and we want to make sure that we have that. If you look at the last game, 3 of their goals came from pucks inside that we could have boxed out. And we did not. And on the other side, we had 77 shot attempts against 54. So we did something right, absolutely. But I feel that we missed the net a lot. So we focused on hitting the net. And the second thing is, once the puck gets in there, we gotta be even better than we are right now. We're much better than we were at the beginning of the year. Those battles in front of the opponent's net and the screens, but we got to be even better than that. We got to become. And if you look at Toronto, that's their strength. In the last, you wonder, what are they doing different? Very simple. I mean, it's almost all their goals come from that battle around the net, tip and jams and rebounds, and that's what they got against us. So it wasn't a number of scoring chances. It wasn't X's and O's or where the guys are supposed to be. It wasn't anything like that. We just need to continue creating that hard, nasty battling at the other team's net and become better at it. That's where we're at. So that's what it was this morning. So nothing punitive. On the contrary, it's more of we're trimming it down to very specific areas where we got to keep growing for the next 41 games.
Is there, yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. Like, doesn't appear McCarthy's one on the road.
I got to go back. What happened here is that Pierre came back late last night. We told each other, I'll take care of practice, do my meetings and everything, and then we'll go back and talk about it right now. So I need to talk about with Pierre about all of that and a few other things that we hadn't really had the chance to take care of. And the goalie thing after the game, we had a quick Pierre talked to Pierre Gros, goalie coach. Then they talked to me, and then bing bang, we decided this is the moment for Dreger. Dreger's had 5 wins in the last 7 games, is playing really, really well, and at the same time, O'Connor hasn't played in a long time, so we thought let's give him some ice time and let's reward Dreger for doing well. So flip that after the game. So Randy came to me and said, this we've talked during the game with Pierre and Pierre Gou, and what do you think of that? So I said, you know what, that's a great idea. Let's do it. And I think now we're got to go back and see with Pierre where we're at, because I wanted Clark to come on a trip, and I just want to see where we're at right now.
Do you anticipate running with Condon through the 3 games? I know we ask you sort of like a similar type of question every day.
Same. You know what? We just brought Dreger up, and every player we bring up has a possibility to play. So have I decided? No. The one thing I've decided is for sure Condo's playing the first game, and most likely we'll play the second game also. There's days in between. So, and then after that we'll see where we're at with that. But there's definitely a possibility for Dreger to play a game.
Not that anything was totally his fault, but when he lets in 4 of 27 or whatever, does that start giving you cause to think that maybe he's tiring or maybe he's...
No, I mean, you look at the first game against the Rangers, like he himself said, there's 2 of these goals that should not go in, and then the games after that he was terrific. So I don't think there's any fatigue issue there. He's a hard battling, working goaltender that wants to get back in and fight, and that's what's great about him. That's why he's played good for us. But also, got to be fair to Condo. He's done everything he could with this situation that we've got, and he hasn't had the number 1 job in the NHL. He's not considered, so he's one of those guys that right now has had to battle above expectations and above what he's had to do in the past, and he has done really, really well. So it's all positive. So I don't want to go back and maybe this one should have gone in, this one, because then you look at the previous game in. He made this key save in the third period, and we win the game. So, no, he's playing great. He's given us everything he's got, and I think the players recognize that. And I think he represents our season. You know, adversity, fight through, and make it happen. And that's why we're in the fight, right? We wanted. Let's not kid ourselves. MacArthur out, we thought, oh my goodness, we're in trouble. Oh, then Anderson out, like, oh my goodness. To be where we are right now with what's happened, I got to congratulate the players because they've showed a terrific attitude and work ethic and a buy-in. But now, from now on, from the 41st game to the next, we know it's going to be about consistency and battle, and we need to be pushing hard with those teams. They're going to be pushing hard, and Condo is going to have to be a big part of that in the next weeks until our number one goalie comes back.
Do you ever curse your own luck? I mean, you can't control circumstances, but you get back in the NHL and terrible thing happens with your number one goalie that all of a sudden you don't have one.
Yeah.
And MacArthur's is another story, but everybody, you know, part of it when you were thinking about Ottawa was, okay, this Craig Anderson's my goalie.
You're right. You're right. You're right. It's. I mean, you look at this situation, and it was exciting for me because I really, really believe in Anderson. I think he's a terrific goalie. He's proven that, you know, before he had to leave, and he's proven that in the past. And I think as a team, we play in the way that's also helped. His words were that we help his game also by the way we play. So we had a real good connection with Andy, which is good. So that's very exciting. But I mean, life throws you these things. Whether it's another team that loses a certain player, obviously a goaltender, it's like losing your number one pitcher and losing your quarterback. It's devastating. But I think the hope that he can be back is at least, you know, we know he'll be back. So I'll be honest with you, if Condo was stuck having to play every single game until the end of the year, and we didn't have an option B or C, and we knew that Andy wouldn't be back, that would be very heavy. I mean, it's obviously been heavy, but I think that's why I congratulate the players and the staff on I mean, Pierre Gaudreau's done an unbelievable job with both goaltenders, you know, whether it's Andy at the beginning of the year. I knew he had a great relationship with them, helped him become a number one. So I think I was trying to bank on that at the beginning of the year with chemistry, just like I try with the rest of the staff. And then Condo coming in, and, you know, the goalie coach and him are like that too. So I think those are great stories, but you're right. At some point, you know, it'll be great to get Andy back because, I mean, every team needs the number one goalie. I'm not going to name other teams that don't have him now because it's no use, but it's your number one pitcher, it's your quarterback, and so on. At some point, of course, Condo is going to need a breather through all of that, but up to now, he's given us everything he could, and it was enough for us to be able to be where we are right now. So for me, it's job accomplished to the 41st game, and now we get into the second part where he's gonna have to take that load at the beginning, and when Andy comes back and is back into his groove and shape and everything, you know, that should be a positive thing for us because he'll be rested, that's for sure.
But you don't know what you're getting back either, right? Because, like, it's one thing to have 2 months off during the summer, like for a goalie, and then like everybody else, you come to training camp at the same time. But in the middle of the season, like he's had, it could be tougher for him.
Yeah, it could be. But to be honest with you, I think the toughest when you miss the beginning. That's my experience. The beginning is the worst. Like if you've had the beginning, you've had your training camp, and then somewhere you get an injury or whatever. This is not an injury, but the absence is the same as an injury. It's always easier to come back after. The worst is you miss camp in the first month of the year. I mean, that's deadly. That is deadly. But I think that he's had time to get accustomed to how we play, the atmosphere in the room, everything else. He's played terrific games, so his mind is still there. So now it's just the shape and timing. And because he's not a technical goalie as much, because he's more of a read-the-play goalie, that helps us. That helps him because it's easier for him because the read-the-play doesn't necessitate as many details as a hard-working, grinding goalie that has to be perfect technically. So in that regard, I think there's a head start there before we even start having him on the ice and practicing with the team. So.